Are you ready? All right. Oh, technically I should have it. I need someone to turn off the lights first. That's like the whole gimmick in this segment. So there we go. Lights are dimmed. Thank you. Tonight we're talking about comparing scaling values. So this is like... This is another one of those like math tasks games try to get you to do all the time for no particular reason. So we have here two gamers. We have Mixed Deeps. Mixed Deeps spends their gamer coin on damage, attack speed, crit chance, multiplier. The stuff we talked about last week. They're spending their gamer coin on like damage and multiplicative values. So they are basically they have a formula that if we can think about it, if we can imagine it, is just multiplying the same number over and over again, and that number is damn, that was so fast. I didn't even see the spam message. Transitive verb, moving without. God, if I could banish from the gamer zone. Gamer destroyed. Anyway. Anyway, if we think damage, attack speed, crit chance, and multiplier, all of these are numbers that multiply with each other. So that means that we can imagine... You know what? I'm going to let y'all figure this one out, because we have a new... They brought very uncheek vibes to this incredibly cheek zone. Exactly. Yeah, we have Mixed Deeps. Mixed Deeps is the guy from last week. The gamer that we have already discussed. Not the guy. I'm using guy in the gender-neutral way. They're Mixed Deeps. On the right, we have Tough Stuff. Tough Stuff is spending their gamer coin on health regen, damage reduction, like defensive stats. And the question I want to ask you today is, which of these cunning gamers will triumph? If they both just spend their gamer coin on the stats that I've shown. Yeah, guy in a gender-neutral way. If they both just spend their gamer coin on the stats that I have shown, who do you think will win? Who do you think is going to come out ahead in the long term? Is it going to be Mixed Deeps, or is it going to be Tough Stuff? And I want to know, there is a trick here. I don't want to like just spring it on y'all. I have hidden something in these options that it depends on the values for a while, but there's a trend. And the trend is what we're interested in tonight. Millie. Oh. Millie has an opinion on this, and her opinion is that she doesn't like being trapped in my room. Okay. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Gwen's giving an answer, but no one else is chiming in. If you have an answer, I'm gonna give another 30 seconds. And then we're just gonna go to the next one. I have made the image of the person on the left the opposite of the image of the person on the right. You are participating. Gwen's a participant. Okay. Got a few more answers. So. Oh shit, I went the wrong way. This way. So, the winner here is Tough Stuff. And the reason the winner is Tough Stuff is because the stat I put in there is percent damage reduction. Percent damage reduction is not like the numbers that we've seen so far. For the numbers that I have shown you up until now... Yeah, Gwen, you're right. You won this one. 1 point for Gwen, 1 point for Transsexualidad, 1 point for the Spaceman. The thing is that percentile damage reduction is not a statistic that behaves like the ones that we've seen. It doesn't behave in the way we expect. And the reason for that is that when you get 100% damage reduction, you win. It ends. There's no you no longer interact with your opponent's stats. If we imagine we can imagine that the real thing you're trying to increase when you buy health and damage reduction is your like survival time, your ability to withstand enemy damage, and the reason that damage reduction is so good is that if you can get this, I put this like DPS times damage reduction factor. If you can get damage red factor to 0, as in if you can get the amount of DPS that they're dealing to 0, we have a asymptote. Health divided by 0 is infinitely large, or not a number really. But as it approaches 100% effectiveness, you stop. Basically, this number stops meaning anything. Your opponent stops being able to play the game, and you are immortal. And ascending to godhood is one of the apotheosis being like a big goal of gamers in general. I think gamers love apotheosis and ascending to godhood. Asymptote. An asymptote is like you see on the graph where it hits total and enough to win. That line, it was a nice little curve up until that point, but then it just becomes a straight up and down line. Asymptote. Yeah. Hold on. Millie is knocking things over on my desk because she's so excited by this slide. So I can tell I've done a good job. It never hits the value. Exactly. Asymptote. It never hits the value. It just goes forever. And there is no like, what is your survival time when you have 100% damage reduction factor? By this formula, we cannot come up with an answer because DPS times 0, health divided by 0 is not a number. So yeah, we have tough stuff wins this given enough money. Invincibility, exactly. I only know click heads. I don't know this math. In most games, this math like no one lets you buy percent damage reduction for this reason. Game designers are clever, and that's why. Let me just go on to the next panel real quick, and we can discuss the wickedness of game designers. I am pressing the wrong hotkey. There we go. So the game designer's trick here, the thing that they do is they come up with another number that flattens the inherent asymptotic nature of damage reduction into a linear value. And I'm using armor is the term that like League of Legends uses. There's other armor stats in other games that do a similar thing. I think Path of Exile, Diablo probably. I think I'm pretty sure Diablo in the original, the armor was like a dodge chance, but it works similarly because 100% dodge chance and 100% damage reduction are like the same. They're the same thing. They're you don't take damage anymore. So asymptotic. Oh, hold on. It's gone on to the next song. I really like that first track. Um, the next track's not bad either. It just distracts me. Asymptotic damage. They want to get rid of this asymptotic number, this number that behaves in a non-normal way, and get one that behaves linearly. So for that, we have this weird little equation: damage reduction equals armor divided by 100 plus armor. Uh, I find this, and I don't know if people agree, but I find this number hard to evaluate on the face of it, and it's like mystifying a little bit because, like, what does it do to divide armor by 100 plus itself? Like, what does this mean? What does this end up as? And the trick here is that we we need to think about this in a different way. The game designer's trick here is that you can consider the actual value of health that you have is um, how much health do you have and how valuable is that health versus your opponent's damage. So to calculate that, we can imagine I have it here, health over 1 minus damage reduction. What that really is we take damage reduction, which is like a percentage from 0 to 100. Um, we turn that into like a number, like a number between 0 and 1, and then we divide 1 by that number. So, or we divide our health by that number, I guess. Um, I'm not explaining this. It's really hard to explain math. The point is that you get a factor. You get a factor that's like, okay, if you have 90% damage reduction, how valuable is your health? Well, when you take 100 damage, you only lose 10 health. So you're if you work out the math there, that means that your health is going 10 times as far as if you had 0% damage reduction. So uh, if we plug that into our little formula there, we get health divided by 1 minus zero point 0.9. So that would be health divided by zero point 0.1. And if you know how division works there, that's health times 10. That's the same thing. You know what? Yeah, I've gone off the rails. Luckily, I have my little MS Paint thing here. So let's just very quickly. We love Miss Paint. Yeah, so we get our health going. Yeah, let's get this filled. I like solid color. This is our this is our health bar. There it is. That's a health bar. Trust me, it's a health bar. So we are taking we are taking like amounts of damage. Damage reduction increases the price in units of incoming damage by health reduction. Exactly. Yeah. So we're taking these chunks of damage. We're taking like damage bits. And we have a damage reduction factor that is going to scale this down. God, I can't actually holding shift here doesn't work, which I'm surprised at. Oh god, that's terrible. We got our damage reduction factor. Um, if we have 90% damage reduction, we can the scale between the health and the damage we're taking changes, and we are now uh, our health goes further. The effect, so that's our effective health. It's what is the scale between the damage we are taking and the amount of health that we have. Like, how does damage taken uh, translate into health lost? Um, and so we can imagine instead of constantly doing this conversion, we come up with a number that takes both things into account. How much health do we have, and how valuable is it at uh, mitigating damage? So that's how we end up with effective health. Uh, so we can sub our armor formula into that effective health formula. And if we start seeing how this works when we choose a number for the amount of armor we have, uh, we can see here that if we have 100 armor, health divided by 1 minus 100 over 200 is health times 2. So the trick here is that every 100 armor is giving you 100% of your health in effective health. Uh, I think I've got. I should have. It's not too late. We're slapping together a we're slapping together a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet was the best way to explain this, and I should have done it earlier. Here we go. Here we fucking. We're going off the rails in this gamer zone. We're going off the rails. So let's say health Oh, yeah, let me do that. Always. Wait, does that not even work on this? I don't even have that set up on this slide. No. This is reminding me that I need to mess with obs because I should be able to do that wherever I am. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, everyone. This is technical difficulties. No, I don't want that one. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Let's capture these. Control. Yep, there we go. Nope, not that one. Okay. Okay. Look, there's more work to be done here. But, oh my gosh. Anyway, so let's make these bigger. I like seeing. Oh, that just changes the. Okay. Health. Armor. Damage reduction. uh, Effective health. So we're just gonna do some fun values here. Let's for health we're just gonna use 1,000. Whatever. 1,000's a good number. Everyone likes 1,000. People are always asking me about the scrolling banner up top that are answered by the banner. Exactly. It's straightforward. Okay, so let's start with an easy case. We have 0 armor. It gives us 0 damage reduction, and then our effective health is uh there we go. Like this equals so that's 0 also. So let's just do this down here. Okay. 50 armor. 50 armor gives us 33% damage reduction, which increases our effective health by 50%. So you might be wondering, why does 33% damage reduction increase your effective health by 50%? Uh, and the reason is that when you are taking 2/3 of the damage that you would normally take, it is as if you have 50% more health. God, I just had that's a very circular explanation. Um, I'm trying to explain. There's like a math logic to it that do games often tell you the damage reduction formula they use? They generally do, although it's often hidden. It's games love to sort of reify a new concept. Like armor is a concept that has no obvious like the most obvious referent for armor is that it increases effective health by a certain amount. Um, but if you don't have the concept of effective health, then uh, nothing else makes very much sense for armor because what armor is doing very directly is increasing effective health by a mod. It is a percentage modifier to your health that increases the effective health by reducing the damage that you would take. Um, okay, let's just do. I'm just gonna populate this to show the trend. Can you do that? I think. Yeah, look at that. Look at that fancy technology. We're going to format this as a percentage. Um, the thing to realize is, okay, so 33% damage reduction. This means you are taking 2/3 damage. Uh, Now, when this is applied to your health, what we are doing is we're flipping this fraction upside down, so it becomes 3 halves. 3 halves is 1.5. Therefore, we are getting a 50% bonus. That is the thing that we are doing is flipping a fraction upside down, which is why it acts like this. Yeah, even folks do go hard and get their own data and then crunch numbers. I think what I discovered is that this is I knew this would be difficult to talk about compared to last week, but that it's just really easy to get to stumble over your own terms. Um, yeah, so let's see. This is a 3/5 bonus. It's or a 3/5 damage reduction. It's a 5/3 bonus, which is wait, it's not a 5 days bonus. What am I doing? Yeah, it's 3/5 damage reduction. It is a. I'm losing myself, is what I'm doing. I'm lost in the numbers. Yeah, this is right. 150. You're going to take 40% damage. 40% of the damage you're actually taking. Uh, all right. So what you're actually taking is 2/5. It's 5 halves. And so it's 2.5. And the bonus is 150%. So this is a bonus. I'm giving the bonuses like this because um, this is the same style of bonus that you get for like if something is like plus 50% more health, uh, it's not actually plus 50%. It's times 1.5. That's why I'm giving it as like a 50% bonus. Yes, 150 is 50% more than 100. 100 is 33% less than 150. That is the interaction, but that's because of the relationship between the factions, the fractions, 2/3 and 3/2. We're talking about we're doing fraction math, and then we are flipping the fraction upside down. I hope I've you know what? I hope I've mystified this in a different way than it was mystified before, or at least shed some light on the subject. Because I think that that concludes today's Gamerzone. Uh, you're welcome? Question mark. And or I'm sorry. I hope this is interesting.